Welcome to week 1 of the NFL preseason, where the rookies of today hope to become the stars of tomorrow. It's the Saints and the Cardinals, and it's Kick It Off next on Madden NFL 25.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the home of the Cardinals, State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. The preseason is upon us. So good to be with you. Mike Tirico with Greg Olson, about to embark on that journey that ends with the Super Bowl. Greg, so good to finally have football back on the field.
Absolutely, and it doesn't matter if it's preseason, regular season, playoffs. When NFL football's on TV, Mike, it's just better. And I'll tell you what, for these teams and a lot of these young players, this is the start. Just like you said, this is a journey to making the roster, a journey to being there in week 1. And for a lot of these teams that have playoff hopes, it seems like small beginnings, but this is where those and ultimately those Super Bowl runs all get their starts.
It's a fresh start for both of these clubs. Here we go, week 1 of the NFL preseason. To return is Greg Dortch. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Cardinals come out. They're led by their quarterback, Kyler Murray, first overall pick in 2019. Wows you with those highlight plays over the years. Off the injury, Greg, the Cardinals quarterback, is once again the exciting Kyler Murray.
Starting all the way back in the spring, Mike, there has been months of preparation building up for this very game. And for a lot of the guys on the sideline that have been around for a long time, these preseason games might not feel all that important. But I promise you, to that young guy who's putting an NFL helmet on for the very first time, running out of that tunnel, these games go a long way, not only to making this current roster, but trying to make a career out of playing in the NFL.
Still first down.
Jones motioning here. They'll get creative here on the jet sweep. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, it's Murray. He gets that to his big target, Trey McBride. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and 3rd down coming up.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
And that is incomplete.
The most important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses in the NFL is clearly turnover differential, your ability to protect the ball and on defense, take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
Now, fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. The Saints coming out, and the veteran leads them. It's their quarterback, Derek Carr, 9 years with the Raiders, now year 2 with the Saints. Greg, for a man who's now 33 years old.
Judging by our conversations with the coaches, Mike, I think it's a pretty safe bet. We won't be seeing a lot of this guy. I think what they're trying to do is just get him under center, knock off some of the rust of the offseason, and get him a couple live reps before he starts in week 1. At the end of the day, you just can't replicate this style of live action in practice. So whether you're an established veteran like him or a young quarterback, these reps in the preseason are invaluable.
That one good for a dozen and a very quick first down. They're going to go right back to Kamara. And this time they are ready for it. Thrown for a loss. And it's second down.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming. And he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Now, second down throw from Carr. He gets that complete to Cedric Wilson. Here's a third down and 4. Carr working out of the gun. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on third down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
The Cardinals offense ready to possess the football for the second time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. First carry for James Conner. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Now a second down throw for Murray. Crushed, it's incomplete. He did get the pass off, but he got drilled before he let it go.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
On third down, Murray. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Here's Blake Gillikin now. And he's on to punt for the second time in this opening quarter. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Saints offense ready to take over for their second possession. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. On first down, they'll start out with Kamara. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the safety, Budda Baker. And he's going to give his offense a short field to work with as they look for their first points of the game.
Mike, there's usually such a comfort level when the guy playing quarterback behind center is a veteran. They've seen a lot of ball. You can trust them to make good decisions. And then every once in a while, one just gets away, and that's just simply a bad ball, a bad mistake. And you're not going to get away with it at this level.
Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. They'll start with a short field, looking for the first points of this contest, and they'll begin 1st and 10. Gonna work Connor in the middle here. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. That's to the 4th overall pick. It's Marvin Harrison Jr. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, ball's on time, results in a nice 1st down pickup.
Ball down to the 16-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. They put Wilson in motion. They'll run it on 1st down with Connor. The lane fills quickly. They only managed to get this to the 14. Here's 2nd and 9. Working out of the gun, Murray. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete.
It's always a risky decision anytime a quarterback tries to force the ball, especially into those tightly contested areas. Not a lot of daylight, not a lot of room for error. In this case, it just falls simply as an incomplete. But as this game unfolds, better decisions are going to lead to better results.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6? And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
So after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. Now out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. And this will be a short pickup to about the 30. Kaiser White able to make the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 9. To throw is Carr. Here's a screen coming for Kamara. Give him 13 on that screen play. And a 1st down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Carr. That's to the right side and incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
He's got his man, complete to Wilson. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Here's Kamara. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. Carr. That's caught by Hill. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. They'll try and run for this with Kamara. And he's not going to get the 1st down. Met and brought down in the backfield. On 3rd and short, they do not get it done.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking 1st down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
Rupee's kick is good. And the Saints will tie the game at 3 apiece.
And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
So the field goal ties things up, and we're back at it as this kicks away. Dortch now to return it. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Cardinals offense ready to get back at it. They'll set out in search of a 1st touchdown in this game. Just a pair of field goals to show. It's 3-3 as they start 1st and 10. They'll start this drive on the ground, and it's Connor. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up. I dare you to try to stop us, and right now this defense has no answers.
On 1st down, they'll stay on the ground with Connor. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll go right back to Connor. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Murray looking to throw. He'll look middle and finds McBride as tight end. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
What a luxury. There's certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
Ball resting on the 9. 1st down and goal. They'll run it here, and it's Connor. A short gain, down to the 7. Now here's 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's Murray. He's got it at the 3. And they'll get about 5 yards closer, but now it is 3rd and goal. They'll try and run with Connor. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play in this opening quarter. So a field goal apiece here in that first quarter. 3-all is the score. Greg and I back here in Glendale after this. So instead of going for the first down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. This about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Cardinals will take a 6-3 lead. So the mistake there, the roughing call on the field goal, they'll take the 3 points off the board, keep possession of the ball, and have it first down. They'll run with Benson. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front, and he's in. Trey Benson. Touchdown, Arizona. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Prater, extra point is good. And the Cardinals take a 10-3 lead. So now, Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Saints offense ready to take over once again. Just the lone field goal for them so far, down 10-3 in this one. And they'll start 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Kendre Miller. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Throwing is Rattler. That one caught by Bub Means. With that, we'll take a look at the draft class from back in April. These guys decided to build up that offensive line. You see they're using a first-round pick on a lineman to hopefully give a little more protection to their franchise quarterback. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run for it with Williams. And he's not going to get the first down. They met him, brought him down in the backfield on 3rd and short.
Well, this seems pretty straightforward. 3rd and 1, just dial up a run play and run straight downhill. But this defense had other plans. They were ready and expecting that run, and they're able to take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Here's their punter now. He's on for the 2nd time and wouldn't mind a carbon copy of that first kick. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Cards offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. First play of the drive, and here's Benson. he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
This is a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Again, it's Benson. And they're going to get him down this time. Not as easy as the last carry. This time they drop him behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd down.
Where a defender makes his tackles tells you a lot about his abilities. And for an interior defensive lineman, Mike, to make plays on the outside of the formation just speaks to his speed, his effort, his ability to run down the line. And we saw it here, and he takes the back down for a loss.
Looked like a lateral there, but now it's a free football. One of his teammates there to take it back in.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sack, and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and they'll see if they can dodge this bullet.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Throwing now from the gun, and that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
And he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line. The Saints offense about ready to take over once more. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. We'll start the drive with Miller. And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Looking to throw. Rattler. Quick slant into the hands of Wilson. And they'll mark him down up beyond the 30.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Give them 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another 1st down. They'll stay on the ground with Miller. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Got a man open downfield on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Rookie to rookie right there, Mike. And I'll tell you what, they've got some really good young pieces on this roster.
Here's 1st and 10. Here's Miller. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a 1st down.
It's been a really nice drive they've been able to put together, Mike, and I think the key word is balance. Not having to rely too heavily on either the run or the pass. Continue to mix it up, going back and forth. Keep the defense off balance. A lot of success.
It'll be a run out of the gun with Williams. And he's just pushing guys out of the way, powering forward for a gain of 8.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. It is brought in the end zone. Cedric Wilson. Touchdown, Saints. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late. All level at 10 as this one's kicked off. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinals offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll see if they can go about breaking our tie. We're all even at 10 as this drive begins, 1st and 10. Start out with a run, and it's Benson. And tough running there. He's up to the 32. Tackle there by Cameron Jordan. 2nd down and 8. Back to throw. This pass is caught by Greg Dortch. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. First time he's caught a ball here tonight, and it is good for a 1st down.
Great pre-snap recognition here by the quarterback. He looks outside and sees man coverage, and he knows exactly where he's going to go with the ball. Now it's up to the receiver to create separation at the top of the route. Ball's on time, great placement, nice big pickup.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. On the zone read, a give to Benson. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. That's to the tight end, Elijah Higgins. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
Really nice job here by the tight end, understanding that if you're not open, get open. And if you are open, stay open. He found a nice void in the zone on the backside of the defense, friendly to the quarterback. Nice pickup.
Straight ahead, they go with Benson. Not much there, maybe a yard. He'll look to throw. The second down throw is incomplete.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot. Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable, and as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Cardinals going to take the lead. It's now 13-10.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
Here comes a return from the 3. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially that it's not too serious. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. They'll get it going on the ground with Miller. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially that it's not too serious. Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. Now, faking the give. That's complete. It is Foster Moreau. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game.
And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack. They'll stop it here. We have an injured Saint on the play. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially that it's not too serious. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. To throw, Hayner. Man is open, middle of the field. It is caught. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Couple of 1st downs has them out to the 45-yard line as it's 1st and 10. On the option, here's Williams. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play in the first half of a 3-point game. We'll have more from Glendale after this. Back is Hayner. Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Open receiver, it's Pettis. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts, and they'll get a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down. That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on 3rd down. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And the coverage right there. This ball knocked away. It's incomplete.
And the success of this play, Mike, all comes down to the timing of the defender. You get there a little bit too early, you risk pass interference. You get there a little too late, it's a big pass completion. Timing your hand and playing through the ball is something they work on with these defenders all the time. And next time they throw the ball downfield, I wouldn't be surprised if they target somebody else.
Now, Hayner. That's caught over the middle. It's Wilson. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
And the Saints first down.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Throwing is Hayner. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down? And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. His second grab on this drive, good for 11 yards, but most importantly, a first down.
11 on the play. First down, New Orleans.
To throw, here's Hayner. That one taken in. Cedric Wilson. Touchdown, New Orleans. That's his 2nd touchdown so far here in the first half. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer, because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
Groupie able to add the extra point. The Saints make the lead 4. It is 17-13. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense going to see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. And this ball batted away and incomplete.
If you want to be a top-notch NFL DB, of course, yes, the athleticism is a given. But it's really, you have to be instinctive. The instincts are what allow you to maximize those physical skills. And you saw them on full display right here. leading in the big-time breakup.
The completion for Zach Pascal. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line. Cards going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. First and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
He's just unable to secure the catch through the contact, and really nice job timing that hit up by the defense. And at this point, all you can do is get up, get back in the huddle, and hope your quarterback gives you another shot.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
Mike, when you're completing less than 35% of your passes, you're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL. He's just too erratic throughout the course of the game. Sometimes it's exactly how they practiced, and at other times it looks like they've never practiced at all.
Oh, but he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Saints offense and running back Kendre Miller getting set to take over. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with first and 10. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays, but I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark.
And they're going to get this all the way up close to the 40-yard line. New Orleans' third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in the opening half. So from the 39, they come up on first and 10. Here's Hayner. This one is caught by Moreau. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
A gain of 16 yards. And the Saints first down.
So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year as we send you to our studios in Orlando. Here's Jonathan Coachman. He's got the EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Back to you two in just a moment. The preseason is upon us as these two teams get things rolling. They'll have 2 more games after this to get ready before week 1 comes our way. It'll be here before you know it. In our game, most of the starters have made their cameo and departed. They'll watch the second half with the shoulder pads off, but plenty of youngsters out there with a lot to gain or lose as we get you right back out to Mike Tirico.
Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this second half. Coming up.
Matt Prater to kick off for Arizona.
First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The visitors' offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially that it's not too serious. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Hayner. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
On 3rd down, they'll throw from the gun. Going right sideline and complete. A pickup there of 25 yards. 1st down, New Orleans.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Here's a handoff to Miller. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
On 2nd and 10, they'll try to throw. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. They might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
They'll run straight ahead with Miller. And he's going to take this all the way home. Kendre Miller, touchdown Saints.
You can just see the comfort, Mike, that this offense continues to play with. The early momentum in the first half has carried here after the break, and you can see this group just slowly starting to pull away.
And I'm thinking, Greg, about the guys on the other side. You're waiting at halftime, that other offense waiting to get back on the field. What happens? They come right out, extend the lead, and now the task gets a lot tougher for this second half. Groupie able to add the extra point. And the Saints will extend this third quarter lead.
Blake Groupie to kick off for the Saints.
After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. He fields it at the 8. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The home team's offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Slot man in motion right. On 1st and 10, here's Benson. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Second and 7. They'll look to throw. That's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
I think anytime you find yourself trailing in the second half, Mike, all offensive play callers fight the urge to chase those points. They tend to get a little bit overeager. They tend to push the envelope sometimes a little too far. Those turnovers, they only make the deficit grow, not shrink. Now, there's a lot of football left, Mike. They can still get back into this. They just have to be a little bit smarter about which risks you're willing to take.
The visitors' offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. And you see the numbers for him into this third quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open and electric throughout. Here's the give up the middle with Williams. What more could you ask for on 1st down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on 4th down. Blitz coming, he'll throw it. That is incomplete. They took a chance throwing it on 4th and short, but not to be, and they'll turn it over on downs.
You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that 4th down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time 4th down stop.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now give up the middle, it's Benson. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. Demario Davis there on the play. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. now a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run here with Benson. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line, and it's 4th down.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
The Cardinals lining up for a punt, as he'll come on to kick for the 5th time here tonight. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with 1st down. Now give to Miller running right. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Once again, it's Miller. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Back to throw.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on 3rd down. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
Now it's Miller. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially that it's not too serious. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll go left side here and complete this one. 11 yards on the connection there. It's good for a Saints 1st down.
Now, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. He'll look to throw. Quick throw, taken in. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
They'll try to run for it with Williams. Searching for some kind of seed to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
Here comes Blake Grupe for this field goal try. This one from 49. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Saints will extend their 3rd quarter lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
He made the field goal a moment ago. Now Grupe back out to kick it away. Now, here comes a return from the 9. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Cardinals offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. First play of the drive, and here's Benson. And he'll get this only up to about the 33-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially that it's not too serious. Here's a 2nd and 9. He'll drop to throw. That's going to be caught by the rookie from Colorado. A pickup of 14 on that one. It's an Arizona 1st down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Finds room inside the 40, and he'll be taken down.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the 2nd half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks, so don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
A give, here's Benson. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's 2nd and 6. Quick throw here is complete. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball. And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
So Prater now, after the made field goal, back out to kick off. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Saints offense and the veteran Jamal Williams set to take over once more. And he's had trouble getting on track in this one. Really limited space to find an opening. The defensive front stopping him multiple times. Generally, he has not been a big factor in this game to this point. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. The drive begins with a run by Williams. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Got a man coming across the field. He's got it. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Williams. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. Back is Hayner. Fine work defensively. That's going to be knocked away and go down as an incompletion.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback. You just can't say enough about how hard it is to play cornerback in today's modern NFL, Mike. I mean, not only are these wide receivers better than ever, but the way the rules are written, you're really out there on an island with not a lot of options. Your technique has to be perfect. Your timing has to be perfect. It's exactly what we saw here, and he makes a great play on the ball.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Now DeMercado. And the struggles continue. He's dropped behind the line again.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings them down for a loss.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down. Quickly, he gets it out to his right. Trying to find some seam out there, but he will not. They get him behind the line, and 4th down is coming up.
It almost seemed like the defender was getting the play call sent into his helmet, just like the quarterback, because he knew the play before they even snapped the ball, and that play had no shot.
And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially, that it's not too serious. On the give, it's Williams. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. To throw, Hayner. Going left side down the field, and it's complete. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
They can still get a first down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. They run over center with Williams. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Throwing is Hayner. Oh, that may be the break they needed. That one's intercepted. And the Cardinals are going to take possession here. It's a touchback. They'll take over at the 20-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. They'll start out with a run, and it's Benson. And he'll work ahead for about 5 to the 25. He connects downfield to Dortch. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
On the zone read, a give to Benson. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. Thrown left side, the catch is made. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
They'll go again with Benson. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4.
He was taken down at the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
The defender saw this the entire way, Mike. He actually ran the route before the receiver even got to his spot. I think they're fortunately this one didn't end up getting picked and going the other way.
He pulls it in around the 5. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker.
We see teams more and more throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, really for 2 reasons. 1, they're confident that they can pick up the first down with yards after the catch. 2, teams' willingness to go for it on 4th down is at an all-time high. It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Matt Prater to kick off for Arizona.
So the field goal makes it a 1-score game here in the 4th quarter as they kick it away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. 1st down and 10. They'll send a tight end in motion. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. That's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
Here's a 2nd and 12. Now, Hayner. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
And this game almost just flipped completely on his head. You find yourself with a lead, just trying to milk the clock away in the 4th quarter, and that's a gift. And that defender just flat out drops the ball, and if he's able to secure that takeaway, this game looks very different.
Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. That's the linebacker, Chris Barnes. A huge play in this game, and now the defense is given the opportunity to tie this one up as they've cut the deficit to just 2. What a big play.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. I mean, they find themselves trailing here in the 2nd half, and not only does the defense make the play of the game, but as you said, they got a chance now to go for 2 and tie this thing up.
The Cardinals will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Now they'll set up to throw. He's got a man. That's caught. Give them the 2, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter.
Matt Prater to kick off for Arizona.
So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Now out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. This game level following the made field goal. So they need to put something together here. It begins with 1st and 10. It'll be a run out of the gun with Williams. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Now off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion.
There was no hesitation from the quarterback. From the jump, he knew where he wanted to go with that ball, but still leads to an incompletion. They're just still not quite on the same page.
On 3rd down, they'll set up. This is intercepted. And he's going to give a short field to his offense here as they try to break the tie.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. They'll start in outstanding field position, looking for a way to break our tie. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Benson. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. They'll throw out of the gun. And this throw batted away and incomplete.
Just a great example of not only the anticipation, but the instincts to go break that pass up, Mike. You can see he's clearly looking at the quarterback's eyes. And once that ball was delivered, he's just attacking it and breaking it up.
On 3rd down, they go with Benson. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially, that it's not too serious. So a big kick coming for the veteran Matt Prater. This one he's got to have. And this one right down the middle. It's good. And the Cardinals have taken the lead here in the 4th.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the 4th quarter.
So they lead by 3 here in this 4th quarter. Now have to turn it over to the defense as they kick it off. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Saints offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And the turnovers have really been the story here. Take you back through the actually the lowlights in this one. Not a lot of positives when you have a 3-interception game under pressure all game long. The secondary feasting on his passes. On the option, here's Williams. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. To throw, here's Hayner. There's that man again, another catch. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
Hayner. He's got his man. Complete to Wilson. 10 catches now in the game. They've gone his way early and often. That one for a 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively. All over him. And it'll be 2nd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball. Really nice job there defensively, playing the integrity of that zone defense so well. Anytime an offense is running these crossing routes or these underneath drag routes, they're trying to cause confusion with the underneath zone defenders. In this case, they all stuck to their reads, they all played their responsibilities, and they're not able to pick up any additional yards after the catch.
Minutes remain in the 4th quarter. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. The pressure intensifies for 4th down and 3. They'll go for it. It's Williams. And that's not going to work. The defense comes up with a 4th down. 4th quarter stand and forces a turnover on downs.
So you roll the dice on offense and you fail. But now you can't give up. Your defense has to go out there and get a stop. You have all 3 timeouts. You have time to get the ball back one more time on offense. So now your defense needs to answer the bell and give your offense one more shot.
3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. Now give up the middle. It's Benson. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
Again, it's Benson. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. Arizona will take its first timeout. Clock will stop. We'll talk things over before 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. He dives, and what a catch for the 1st down. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the 1st down. They'll run, and here's Benson. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Saints going to use their 2nd timeout, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. On second down, it's Benson. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard. Here's a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. That is caught. Finding Higgins. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. First and 10. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down 2-E. New Orleans' 3rd and final timeout as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute left in this one. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll take a knee as the clock runs under a minute to play. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win here in the desert for the Cardinals as we say so long from Glendale.